Hi everybody, welcome to class. Is just speaking with my husband a little while ago, and I said to him, you look really tired. He's like, yeah, I've been really tired since about 12 on Tuesday. I was thinking, sometimes we just have one of those weeks where it just sort of gets stuck in this place where we're really kind of dragging and tired, and it's been a little bit gray outside. And the place that we can come to land is this place where we are this evening on the yoga mat. Our work tonight is not about building strength. It's not about becoming more flexible. It's about just finding comfort and ease and rest for our bodies. It's easy sometimes to mistake what happens in restorative yoga as like grown-up nap time. That's not even it either. It's not that same way of taking a nap. It's not the same thing as sort of checking out with your mind or going to sleep, sort of shutting down. But instead, we're practicing putting ourselves in really comfortable and cozy positions and then paying attention, watching the way that our body's processes move to downregulate, observing the difference between being on high alert or being pressed to get things done, and what happens when we don't ask so much of our bodies, where our only job is just to really rest. So this is the plan tonight. We're going to build up a bunch of piles of delicious props to rest into. We're going to care a whole bunch about the comfort of the body. In fact, that's the highest priority this evening. And then we'll just watch. Sometimes you'll watch your thoughts. Sometimes you'll watch your breath. Sometimes you'll just be observing the way that your body releases and relaxes into the support. In general, yoga asana, the posture practice that we do, is preparing us for meditation. And restorative yoga does the same thing. It prepares us to meditate, to pay attention in a closer way, to place our attention with care. We can't do that if we're tired. We can't do that if we're ramped up, if we're on that hamster wheel of reaction or emotion. And we also can't do it when we're really tired. So this is our work tonight. We're going to do some resting poses. Then we're going to sit and we're going to have a meditation practice to close out our class. All right. I'd love for you just to start with a moment of sitting quietly with yourself. Cross-legged is good. Kneeling is good. You can put your legs out straight. Sit in a way that allows you to just be settled on the earth. And then rest your hands in your lap. You could turn your palms up or place them down on your thighs, but let your elbows hang in a comfortable place. It shouldn't feel like you're reaching or that you're efforting in your shoulders. Close your eyes. But just a little drop to your chin. If your eyes were open, you'd be looking at the floor out in front of you. And notice that you're breathing. Expand your awareness to include whatever feels available. Maybe you notice your mood or your energy level. This practice invites us to land in a comfortable and quiet place. Gives us a way to encourage our bodies to rest and to relax. I know there's some reason that you've come to this practice, something personal and meaningful to you. Consider what that might be, what inspired you to come and practice this evening. Then join your palms together in front of your heart. It's a gesture of intention setting. When we help frame up for our mind what it is that we're doing. In this case, we're not doing a lot, less doing, more resting. But underneath the process, underneath the tools and techniques, there's some quality that we're trying to access. What's the quality that's at the basis of your desire to practice this yoga practice tonight? When we sing together the sound of Om, we take the energy of our individual intentions and put it into a sound that's expansive and comprehensive, The sound of Om is said to contain all of the vibrations of everything in the universe. I'd love for you to add your voice to mine, or if you're in a place where listening feels better than singing, just listen with your whole being. Please exhale your breath all the way out. Inhale deeply. Release your hands back down into your lap. Keep your gaze soft as you blink open your eyes. We're going to keep ourselves pretty low to the ground tonight, though I'd love to invite you to prop up a little for everyone's very favorite pose in restorative yoga, Supta Baddha Konasana. It might be good if you have a block or something you could rest your head on. Tonight, I'm going to use these small pillows, and since I know that not everyone has blocks available. So in this position, I'm just going to prop up the end of my bolster. And again, I know that not everyone has a bolster available. This could be a couch cushion, it could be some bed pillows, perhaps you have some throw pillows that you could pile up. The idea here is that the position of your head, no matter what you're resting it on, whether you're resting on your head higher on a pile of pillows, that should be the highest point of the pose. But everything in general is still pretty low towards the floor. Then you'll need something to prop your legs on. I just happen to have a whole lot of yoga blankets, so I'm going to use these. If you are also using yoga blankets, I would recommend that you roll them up. But again, it doesn't have to be blankets. If you have pillows, if you have anything that you could use to support your legs, towels could work well. But if you're using these blankets like I am, just roll them up in a very similar way. We're going for the same sort of length and density, trying to make our two sides feel pretty symmetrical. And then you can set up one of those blankets on each side of your rolled up blanket. I also happen to know that I like it when my head is even a little bit higher than this. So I'm going to take another blanket and put that at the top of my bolster so that I'll have a little more head support. What's nice about using a blanket under your head here is that it's kind of malleable versus a pillow, which doesn't have quite as much adaptability. So if you do have one blanket, try that one under your head. It might take you some moments to get organized and find the just right setup. Okay, so to come into this posture, sit with your back against your bolster or whatever it is that you're going to sit on. And start with your knees bent so that your feet are flat on the floor. Then the blankets you rolled up or whatever props you were going to use your legs on, pull those in so that they're touching from your ankles to your thighs if your items are long enough for that. If you have to choose between ankles and thighs, support your thighs first. Then join the soles of your feet and let your knees fall out. They won't go very far towards the floor. That's not the idea. We're trying to stay really contained, super supported with legs. Now lie back if you hadn't lay back already. Let your hands rest on your belly if that's comfortable. You could take your arms down to the sides if you like. The only small caution I have about taking arms down to the sides, and you all have heard me say this a bunch of times, if this is a very far drop from your arm to the floor, you'll start to feel a kind of tug or a stretch across the front of your chest, especially at your pectoral muscles. We're not trying to influence our body in that way tonight. We're not trying to have any stretch. Remember, we're not building strength. We're not trying to make ourselves get more flexible here. We're trying to support the body in a really sweet way for resting. I almost always wear a shirt with some kind of pocket so that I can let my hands rest in my sweatshirt pocket. It's also a great place to check in to make sure that your body is warm enough. You can't really rest properly if you're feeling chilly. Feel free to add a blanket for over your body. You can also use this blanket under your head. You can kind of tuck it in, make sure that your head is really well supported. Do a scan of your body. Do you feel comfortable? Is there any way that you could make an adjustment, some adaptation or variation that would make your body even 5% more comfortable? Well, we're certainly aiming to be still. It's not stillness over comfort. Comfort takes priority. As your body gets settled, your breath will come into a natural rhythm. Inhale and exhale without force. Let the breath become a tool for you, just as the props are a tool in the pose. The exhalations can help you to continue to relax. Each exhale gives you an opportunity to soften a little more into the props. The inhale offers you a place to land your attention if your mind gets carried away, drifting towards sleep or making to-do lists. Above all, let yourself be exactly as you are. Soften and get quiet. Just rest. attention back once again. Notice wherever your mind might have been. Really notice anything that there is to notice about the experience that you're having in this moment. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Add some little movements, perhaps some little wiggles to your fingers and your toes. Perhaps it will feel nice to move your wrists or your ankles. Replace the soles of your feet so they land flat onto the floor. Then extend your legs out along the mat in front of you. Let your arms rest in a comfortable and easy place as well. Just feel the impact of the pose you were just practicing. To another breath in through nose. Exhale, breath all the way out through nose. Then bend your knees once more. Again, feet flat onto the floor. Move the props away from whichever side you'd like to roll to. And then roll over onto your side, down off of your props. Tuck your chin in and pull your knees in. And like you're continuing to roll, press into your hands and guide your body up into a seated position. Let your eyes close and your hands rest comfortably into your lap. Feel the impact of that first pose that you've practiced. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. Keep your gaze soft as you blink open your eyes. I'm going to practice a twisting pose next. It's called the cross body twist. You'll need to use your bolster or your pile, whatever it is you are propped up on. Put it over on the left side of your yoga mat. So if you're facing the short edge, the bolster should be next to your left leg. You'll also want to put your head blanket or whatever you're using to support your head at the end of your yoga mat. And you'll need some props over on the right side. In my case, I'm going to just take these rolled up blankets I was using and I'm just going to pile them up over on the right side. And I'm also going to have these extra little pillows handy in case I might want those as well. So just have a bunch of stuff back there ready for you. You might have noticed that your body temperature has dropped as you've been practicing, so having a spare blanket nearby to cover you could also be helpful. Okay, to come into this posture, lie down on your back and get your head comfortable with whatever props you might be using, your blanket or your little pillow or whatever it might be. And then shift your hips over towards the right side. So you just kind of scoot your butt over to the right. Take your right leg and cross it over your body. Roll all the way over to your side until your right leg is resting up on your pillows, or in my case, on the bolster. And just take an extra second to get the right leg comfortable, right? This right leg is coming across your body. Make sure your entire leg is supported, so from your knee to your ankle is all held up with your props. Then take your right arm and twist your right arm back behind you and stop when it starts to feel like you're getting stuck. So it might not be a very big twist. It might just be a very small twist. Pull your blankets or your props or your pillows or whatever back underneath to support your right arm.
Left arm can do whatever it likes. Some people like to just have the left hand kind of resting sort of casually on their leg. In my case, I like having my hand in my pocket, so I'm going to put that hand back in pocket again. If you're cool, add a blanket over the top of your body. If you need more support for your head and your twist, you can kind of tuck in the blanket or your pillows around your ear. And close your eyes. Come back into this place with your breath. No sense of urgency here whatsoever. While we're certainly trying to twist, the twist is gentle. There's no force anywhere in the body. Make sure you feel cozy with your props and held. That no part of you is dangling and unsupported. Go back to your exhalations again. The exhales which can help you soften and settle and release whatever needs to be released. Your inhalations can call your attention back from wherever your mind wants to wander. If the wanderings of your mind amp you up and create to-do lists, if your mind is making you feel unsettled, give your mind this job of staying with the breath. And rest. attention back from wherever your mind might have been. Notice the experience that you're having in your body in this pose. Are you still comfortable here? Start to make some small movements again, just like we did after that first pose. Test out some little wiggles to your fingers. Move your wrists and your ankles. Then bring your right arm all the way across your body. So now you're rolled over onto your side. Move the prop under your knee out of the way. Stack your knees and pull yourself into this little fetal position on your side. Knees in and chin in. Then again, almost like you're rolling forward some more. Roll to press your hands into the floor. And push your body back up into a seated position. Let your hands rest comfortably in your lap, on your thighs. And feel the impact of that twisting pose you just practiced. Breathing through your nose. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Keep your gaze soft as you blink open your eyes. I'm going to do the second side of that pose. Just move the position of your props to the opposite side. In my case, I'm taking the blankets over to the left side, and the bolster is going to move over to the right side. Lie down on your back and get your head organized first, comfortable and cozy. Then slide your hips over to the left, just sort of bump your butt over to the left side. Cross your left leg and your left arm over your body. So you're rolling all the way to the left to get your leg organized. Stack your legs so that your knee and your foot are supported all the way down. And then open back into the twist. Pull in any props that you need to support your arm. Blankets in my case, or perhaps you're using pillows. Make sure again that head is still comfortable. Some folks like letting their hand rest on their knee or on the edge of the bolster or pillows. I've got a hand in my pocket. Give yourself a moment to get extra organized in this position. This side is sure to feel different than the first side of the pose. And just as always, settle into the breath. Use your exhalations to help you relax and release into the support of your props. Use the inhales to bring your attention back. Whenever your mind starts to ramp you up. But above all, find a place where you can rest in this twisted posture. It doesn't have to be a deep or fancy twist for it to be effective. Just only as far as your body is willing to go. attention back from wherever your mind might have been. Start to introduce some small movements. Maybe little wiggles to your fingers and toes. Start to move at your wrists and your ankles. Then bring your left arm across your body. Roll all the way over to your right side. Slide your leg off of the bolster or your pillows and curl in, chin in and knees in. Take this little fetal position. And as if you're continuing to roll, use the support of your hands and your arms. Push your body back up into your seated position. Rest your hands in your lap or on your thighs and feel the impact of that pose you just practiced. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale completely through your nose. Keeping your gaze soft. Blink open your eyes. Whatever props you were using to support your leg, organize those props now. In this case, my bolster, so that it's running parallel with the short end of your yoga mat. Then I want this bolster to be able to fit, or whatever you're using, to fit neatly under the pit of your knees. In order for me to make that happen with my props, I need to put a rolled up blanket on top of the bolster. So that's going to make a very cozy place for me to rest my legs. I also want to make sure that your ankles or your heels are supported on something soft as well. So in this case, I'm going to add the rolled up blanket to the end of the mat. Head blanket remains the same, and make sure you have something that you can put over your body in case you're feeling cool. To set up, this pose sometimes is called the super supported Shavasana. You set up with the roll under the pit of your knees, something soft under your heels. So your legs are going to make this kind of wavy motion. And then come to lie down on your back. Organize your blanket under your head or whatever small cushion you're using. And cover the front of your body if that's appropriate with the blanket. Something to keep you warm. Or maybe you don't even need it for warmth, but you just want this little extra bit of weight on the front of your body. As you get yourself settled, relax your legs completely. Just let them drift out to the sides. Close your eyes. Turn your attention downward and inward one more time. Use the exhalations to help you relax completely. The inhalations are still there for you. If you need to anchor your attention. But most of all, rest. attention back from whenever your mind might have been. Notice the experience that you're having in this pose, in this moment. And only move as much as you need to. No unnecessary wiggles or shifts. Bend at your knees to bring your legs in close to your chest. Roll over onto your side. Pause for just a moment. Then use the support of your hands and your arms. Push yourself up into a seated position. Take an extra moment to sit well, perhaps up on some props or on your blanket. Let your hands rest in your lap or on your thighs. Sit just a little taller through your spine, and then drop your chin in slightly towards your chest. If your eyes were open, you'd be looking at the floor out in front of you. The foundation of mindfulness meditation is a practice called shamatha. It's not complicated, but it's not always very easy. It builds on this quiet place that we've been creating for ourselves in this practice tonight. The steps of this meditation practice are: first, find your breath. Maybe the breath at your nose. Or maybe if you feel the movement of breath at your belly. Or sometimes you have this sense that your whole body is breathing. Wherever the breath is most obvious for you, let your attention land there. Place your attention with your breath. When you notice that your mind has wandered away, firmly but sweetly replace your attention back at your breath. We're not trying to hold our mind indefinitely, not trying to fight or wrangle it into place. But instead, we practice noticing when our mind has wandered away. We notice when we get caught up in our thoughts, and then we bring our attention back. Place your mind at your breath. Notice when your mind has wandered, and replace attention back with the breath. We'll sit like this, doing this practice for just a few moments.
take that slightly exaggerated breath again. Inhale through nose. Exhale through nose. Lift your chin. Eyes are still closed, but if they were open, you'd be looking straight ahead. Join your palms together, back in front of your heart. Feel the impact of this whole class tonight. Check back in with what you intended, that quality underneath your desire to practice yoga. When we're more relaxed, when we found comfort, it's much easier to place our attention with purpose, to call forth all of those qualities that really offer us reminders of our goodness and of how we can bring about whatever it is we want to manifest in the world around us. Whatever it is that brought you to your mat tonight, the energy of that individual intention merges up with a sense of gratitude for the practice and the opportunity to practice together. It's from that place that we sing together the sound of Om. Exhale your breath all the way out. Inhale deeply. With a wish for peace for ourselves and for all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Peace, peace, peace.